What up, Ranger Nation, Toku Nation, and every nation in between? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with BoonBoomger. So yeah, you guys, I know I am, episode 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 4 episodes behind at this point, but this is episode 2 of BoonBoomger. So before we go ahead and get into it, you guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss episode number 2 of BoonBoomger, shall we? All right, you guys, so episode 2, we open up, and I believe the Pink Ranger's name is Mira. So we see as she's made it to the base, and the other two are, they have a delivery to make. So I think his name is Kaya. No, not Kaya. Taya is the red's name. I forget what the blue's name is. But they're having to do this top secret delivery, right? And then the Blue Ranger asks, why is Mira there? I was like, wow, sir, you're a little on the rude side. And so she says, because she is a BoonBoomger. And he said, not in my eyes. I was like, well, wow, sir. Once again, extremely rude. So we found out that Taya's Zord is an alien from another planet, much like the Hashilians. But with the Hashilians, they are part of a space mafia. And I was like, cool. I like that, right? Now, once again, I can't remember what the Blue Ranger's name is. I'll get it eventually, but I couldn't remember it because in my notes it just says Blue. But he refuses to accept Mira because he thinks that she's too flippant. I was like, okay, I mean, okay, I get that, right? You feel like she's too flippant, but she just helped you guys destroy one of the Hashilian monsters in the very first fight you guys had. So I don't understand why you won't accept her, but okay. So Taya told the Blue to take Mira because she needs to learn the ropes. He was reluctant to do it at first, but then Taya said something to him and made him like, okay, come on, girl, since he ain't giving me no choice but to take you. So he took her anyways. And I was like, if I were Mira, I wouldn't want to be with him because he doesn't want you on the team. He doesn't want you on the team, and he doesn't look at you as a team member. So I'd be like, you know what? Can I roll with you today and not him? But, she went with the Blue. Now, I want to pause here, you guys, and I want to move forward. Now, with Mira, she was trying to get to know the Blue, right? The Blue Ranger. But once again, he is just absolutely reluctant and stubborn to get to know her. And I'm like, dude. And I was sitting there looking at it, I'm like, it's giving kind of like how in Power Rangers Dino Fury with Ollie and Amelia, how their relation, actually, you know what, it kind of does mirror Ollie and Amelia's relationship, because remember in the first episode of Dino Fury, how Ollie wasn't really, too fond of Amelia in the beginning, and, he always made fun of her for her ghost explorations, and then at the end of the season, we get them in a relationship. And then when we get to Cosmic Fury, they're in a full-blown relationship with each other, but he turns evil. I didn't even think about that until I just literally said it out loud. Now, what I will also say about BoonBoomger that I like with the Hashilians is the fact that the woman of the group, she has like these keys, and whatever she wants to turn into a monster, she just puts the key in it and turns the ignition, right? So in this episode, it's a vacuum monster. Now remember, I told you a few minutes ago that Mira and the Blue Ranger, they're on this top secret, delivery that they're having to do, right? And so the vacuum monster, it is literally vacuuming in the city, people, by the way. And at one point, it sucked up the delivery that the BoonBoomgers are supposed to be delivering. I was like, oh, ain't y'all fucked. So then, at one point they transformed and they battled with, actually no, back up. Mira was ready to transform, but the Blue Ranger told her no. And I was like, it's a monster in front of you, so why are you telling her no, not to transform? But she eventually did transform because the monster was near a human, and so she transformed. And because she couldn't watch what was happening, so she transformed, right? Then, actually, let's pause here and move forward. Now, while Mira was fighting with the vacuum monster, she noticed that the Blue Ranger, he wasn't nowhere to be found. It was just her by herself battling. So then Taya came and showed up to help her fight, right? So they all started to fight, and I think the Blue Ranger's name is Chashiro. Now I'm not Japanese, so I don't necessarily know the correct pronunciation for these people's names, and I will apologize for messing up their names. But they were fighting the monster. Turns out this was an elaborate plan that was set up by Chashiro and Taya, right? Because we saw as at one point, like I said, there at one point it was Mira and Taya fighting with the monster. Then the other guy, I do believe that this other guy that keeps showing up to help them, I do believe he is going to eventually turn out to be the Orange Ranger, but we haven't gotten that far yet. But they had an elaborate plan that they took. So what happened is the guy that I believe is going to be the Orange Ranger, he went and purchased this dump yard for Taya, right? So what happened is they took the monster and they took him to this dump in one of the mechas, right? And so he sucked up everything in the dump, and it was a trick so that way they could, I guess like he could get, like how with a vacuum cleaner, if you suck up too much stuff and put it into the bag will explode. So that's kind of what happened, right? So that happened. They destroyed the monster, and then now I don't know what that little card, because it's part of the hash shillings, right? And I do think it's kind of cool that with it, it'll come down when the monster is destroyed, it'll come and kind of like almost suck it up, right? And then it'll go into another dimension. It'll drive through, and then when it finally comes out, it just spits out the monster, and it's the skyscraper-sized monster, right? I do like that. Kind of interesting. Now, although we know that once Power Rangers comes back, it'll be a new version. So I know that when they do finally return, I do believe that we will be done with Sentai footage altogether, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with us being done with Sentai footage, but I will kind of miss Sentai footage when it comes to Power Rangers, because what I will say is, like with Cosmic Fury, I like that they went completely original with Cosmic Fury, but the suits, I still wasn't the biggest fan of the suits, but looking at them in action, they looked better in action than they did in the still photography. So I will say that one thing about Cosmic Fury. But I would love to see this in action. When I look at BoonBoomger, and I can only give you guys Power Rangers reference because I know more Power Rangers than I do Super Sentai. But when I look at this series, it reminds me of RPM, especially when they're fighting, and it's like the effects of a car. That reminds me of RPM, but I also get a little bit of Operation Overdrive. I kind of see a little bit of Turbo, but not a lot. One thing I also do want to say about BoonBoomger that I don't know if I'm on the right path, but I noticed their suits. the suits don't look like the traditional suits of Super Sentai because the suits don't look so silky. These suits kind of look like Americanized Power Ranger suits because it looks like, well, when we go from Sentai footage to American footage, that's how those suits look to me. Now I could be off. Hey, if I am, let me know in the comment section. But eventually, the team destroyed the monster, and they made their delivery. Which, when they made their delivery, now they thought this was like something. They're delivering something to, I believe, a political figure. But when they delivered it to him, it was a picture. I was like, y'all did all of that for, well, technically they didn't know, but I'm like, yeah, y'all did all that for a damn picture. Hilarious. But hey, they made it, and that is the end of episode 2, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one. So I do plan on being on time this week for episode 6, you guys. That is the plan. That is the goal. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.